Welcome right back to A&M and the AM, episode 49. Back here with more day
Mm-hmm.
late, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We're here. That's all that
We're the
matters.
only thing on this channel anyway. It's not like we were taking up time from something
Yeah,
else.
it's not like we're waiting for anything important. So
We can
I,
really do
I'm
whatever we want here. It's our
hey
safe space.
once football comes back, I think it'll get a little bit more active. Get the
Then I'll
we're the
I'll
we're the we're
I'll
the
be
baseball
phased.
and
I'll
basketball.
be phased out, and then the other ones will come back, and then I'll get my months off.
And I'm just on
You're
full
just
time.
employed at all times.
I don't get time off. But how have you been this past week? You finally released that video you've been talking about for for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
A little self promo there for you.
I was, I was already doing stuff yesterday. I was like, you know what, today would be a good time to edit the video, and then I never did.
Yeah.
And then last night when I was laying in bed, I was like, you know what? Tonight would be a good night to edit the video. So then I did, and then I made the thumb, and
You sent
then
me that thumb, and I woke up to that this morning. I said, "Dear God!" I was like, "What is he doing?" I was like, "He better not post that on Twitter." I was like, "I already know he's doing something stupid." And
yeah, I made that, and then I was trying to get ready for work too, and it was coming down to like 10-15 minutes before the video was
yeah.
still finishing because I had to add some more to it to make it a little bit longer, and then it was still finishing, and it had saved. And then I was trying to upload it to YouTube and then have it processed and everything. And then like 10 minutes before I had to leave, it finally finished. But
Honestly, as long as you got a process and everything, you could just schedule
yeah,
it.
I had it scheduled just in case. But then I was like, you know what? I'll just toss it out.
Is that
Like,
why you sent me the thumb too, just in case you needed it from your phone?
yes, I was doing that. I was gonna just post it, and then in case I needed to upload it from my phone, I was doing that. But also, um I had to do it because actually I did upload it from my phone because since I edited on my laptop,
Oh,
I
okay,
would
yeah.
have made the thumbnail on my computer, so I wouldn't have had it.
It was a good video. I sat there and watched it while I was watching while I was watching Madison play baseball, and Adrian was. It was 14-4. It was horrible.
And that's
No,
6th, 7th, and 8th for them, also, right?
I think so, but they have the dirt
Jeez.
bags. They
Oh,
basically have the dirt bags on their team, and Adrian has trash.
Ohio.
One Ohio man got torn up in the first inning.
Oh,
they
great.
they pulled him after one.
Their best
Apparently,
player.
I went down there and talked to Brendan like fourth inning. Brendan was like, apparently the kid's never pitched from a mound before.
Well, I mean, then again, but I was wondering that too. I was gonna say something. I'm surprised, like, 6th, 7th, and 8th are throwing from 60 feet.
Yeah, he was like the kid never pitched from a mound before. So I mean, Madison was looking good. Adrian, catcher, first time ever catching.
So
Lot of
those
pass
kind of things
balls.
are what's happening right now.
Yeah, a lot of pass balls. But I mean, it was definitely an experience. But yeah, I watched your video while I was watching that game. When I sat up in my car, ate some dinner, and watched your video. Had their game in the background. It was like I was at home watching the Titans.
Yeah, exactly. Have it go on, get a little whooping going on the side. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
All right. But the topic of today is we swear we talked about it last video and we can't find it for the life of us. But we know we talked about it after we stopped recording.
Mm-hmm.
Super
And then,
team.
we had mentioned it, and then you're like, no, let's save it, and now we completely forgot
I can't
altogether.
even find it. Like it's like it got deleted from the video, but which would be impossible. We don't edit
Unless
it.
we just both dreamt it.
No, I know we talked about it after 100%. Again, you wouldn't be in my dreams anyways. But last week we talked about the greatest basketball players, or like our greatest rosters we could assemble, and
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul was the main focus. He was on your team. He could have been on my team. I chose Magic, but whatever. But I was saying how like Chris Paul, he's gone to all these teams, and every time he's gone to a team, he's improved. And when he's there, usually he creates like a mini super team. And Mort brought up
So
the
it
fact
would
of, like,
seem.
yeah, so it would seem, man. The first super team he was supposed to create, or he was supposed to be a part of, was when he was supposed to be traded to the Lakers and have a super team with Powell and Kobe, or I think Powell would have been the third guy on that team. I think they
Yeah.
would have counted.
I mean, probably
As-
Rick Fox or somebody else was probably there a little bit. Yeah, because that was
No, not that late.
Oh yeah.
Not
I'm
in the-
thinking
not that late.
Yeah, one of those guys though that hung around for a while. I don't know if it was Old Man Malone or some old guy was there though.
No, it would have been Ron Artest would have been there.
Okay, yeah. Because I was gonna say that's way past the Shaq also. So
I'd say Malone would not have been. Malone retired in 04 after they lost.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, I knew he was old at one point playing with Kobe. Again,
No,
I wasn't watching.
But then you said like then Chris Paul's would he have been would like his thing been like Kobe had to play with Chris Paul to win a championship and then
because I said imagine how many they would have won together. Like they would have should have been at least guaranteed 3 or more.
Yeah. But then you look at it, it's like look at these teams like I don't know how we brought this into the factor, but we said look at these teams like LeBron has. LeBron had Kyrie, Kevin Love coming off of one of the best years of his career. And then obviously LeBron. He had that big 3 and reading that right?
Yeah.
Tigers up 3-1.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, you had Kevin Love coming off of probably one of the better years of his career. I mean, he was great in Minnesota. If he would have kept playing at that level, probably one of the greatest power forwards of all time. But you had that group, you had that big 3. That was.
I think he could have easily played at that level or a similar level if he just hadn't gotten hurt at any point.
But the thing is,
I think he could have played at that level as a second or third option.
See, I don't know. That's where it gets tough because then, like, okay, we go to the original Kevin Love. We go to what you say the original Kevin Love is, Chris Bosh.
In my life, I've seen maybe 1.5 years of a healthy Kevin Love, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah. But
I think him becoming Nick's watching the game because he just said Tigers are fire, so I know he's watching the game. But but like then you go when LeBron first left Cleveland, went down to Miami. D Wade was already there, obviously, and then it was this third guy they're trying to recruit. You say Melo was supposed to go there, ended up re-signing with
He was 100% supposed to be there, and it was supposed to be in Chicago. It was supposed to be D Wade was gonna go back home, LeBron was gonna go to the Bulls, and then Melo was gonna go there. Which, again, like I had said a long time ago, that LeBron and Jordan both playing for the Bulls would have just made it even worse for the comparisons. Yeah, like that would have been terrible.
Because if LeBron would have never won one there, it would have been, no, LeBron's not. There would have been. There really, honestly, you could have if LeBron would have never won one in Chicago. Comparison's done. Jordan's best ever, because Jordan could do it. Why couldn't LeBron?
Yeah, and like you said, it was supposed to be Melo, and then I forgot what they said exactly happened. I just know he stayed with the Knicks. I don't know if it was money-wise or what, or if it was his own team. I think he also had gone to the playoffs the year before. Yeah, I think it was the Jeremy Lin time.
No.
Or it was right around it.
Lin was a year or two after that, because that's when Melo started getting pissed off.
Because they went 2010 or 11.
Let me see when Lin Sandy happened, but that
Lin Sandy might have been 12 or 13.
And Lin Sandy happened, and that's when Melo started getting pissed off. Because it was a couple years into it.
Because there was somebody else there with him. I don't know if it was Old Man Stoudemire then. Had to have been.
Not old. Stoudemire was good at that point. Okay, he unexpectedly Lin Sandy turned around in the 2011-2012 season. So it would have been right around there, yeah, because LeBron left in 2010.
Yeah.
So Melo would have already been on the contract. He would have gotten it in the 2010 season or 2010 off season or 20.
Yeah, I think it was like an option or it was some kind of extension. I don't remember exactly. I've seen a video where D Wade and LeBron sat down and explained the whole situation about who was supposed to go where, what the contracts were supposed to look like. I even saw that. I think it was in that.
the fact that they had a plan set out, that they
Yeah.
literally had a plan set out. That's
It was all planned.
I don't know what you want to call that, but that's like the not snake. I don't want to use the word snake, but that's like the most like.
And like
ironic
Dan
thing.
Gilbert was part of it, because I think I could be very wrong here, but I think there was a part where LeBron was supposed to be traded to the Bulls to start it there, and Dan
Yeah.
Gilbert said no because he knew what they were trying to do. He's like no, and so then that's when they were like, well then, LeBron's gonna leave because that was the same time. Obviously, they all got the same extensions. LeBron, Chris Bosh, and D Wade all got the same ones the contracts in the same year.
Yeah.
So that's when D Wade got his, or when he was a free agent, and that's when he got his like lower disrespectful contract. Like that's when it started happening where the Heat were kind of like. I mean, it was a few years later when they really disrespected him, but
he always got disrespected his entire career with every paycheck he got, except for his like last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
when
and
he got paid by the Bulls.
I'd seen an interview he had just done too where he was talking about that's how I know like that was like the first part of the disrespectful contracts, and like I said, a few years later is when he got the really bad one, and that's when he went to the Bulls. But I think that's what it was, that Dan Gilbert wasn't going to trade LeBron to the Bulls or anywhere else because he knew what they were trying to do, and he was also trying to get Tom Izzo to come coach. He was trying to get Tom Izzo to leave Michigan State because he felt like that was going to keep LeBron in Cleveland.
Huh?
I don't know how in the world he felt like that was going to keep him. Yes, it was all in this video about where they explained what they were trying to do.
And LeBron just knew about it.
Yeah, well, LeBron's like, why the heck do you think I want Tom Izzo coaching me?
And then the fact that he went and got Beeline, or that, because Gilbert.
Well, that was way after, but yeah, because Dan Gilbert was a
still,
Michigan guy.
It's kind of funny that he ended up getting Beeline when he originally won Izzo back in like 2010, probably, or like probably around there.
Yeah, it was some. I don't know if I can look and find it real quick, but it was. I've seen the whole thing. It was quite the drawn out process. But like I said, he refused to trade him, so then that's when it all kind of fell down to Miami. Melo was supposed to go, he didn't. So then their second choice was Chris Bosh.
No, but I mean, the fact of the matter is like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes, because obviously Chris Paul, he's the one that everywhere he hasn't won a championship. I do believe he deserves it. I do believe that maybe he should have taken this route, even though he has a couple times, but they just haven't worked out. But like, he's the type of guy that has gone to teams and has just taken what they've given him. Like,
Sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
It was known knowledge. Like I just googled it. ESPN, a bunch of these other sites, Bleacher Report, and everything says that in 2010 that Izzo turned down the Cavaliers for Michigan State.
Okay. I'll say at least that makes sense how LeBron knew about it then. No knowledge. But like Chris Paul, he's the type of guy that has gone somewhere where he wanted to go to a super team. He wanted to play with Kobe when Kobe was the best player in the league at that point. You could argue.
And he wanted to be in LA.
So he wanted to be in LA.
Shipped him to the basement team.
Yeah, he had to take discounted team. Went to the Clippers. Still made them great. Never was able to make it to the next step. Truly, I don't think they ever really built around him. Yeah, they brought in JJ Redick, but what else did they really do?
And really, that's a memorable team for not winning anything. They're remembered like pretty well through history just because of the Lob City name.
Yeah, because you had Blake Griffin, you had a random like a surgence of DeAndre Jordan. He was a second-round pick, and he became one of the best centers in the league at one point just because he was an amazing rebounder and he had amazing range.
And then it was Redick. Is that when Lou Will showed up, or was that a few years later?
Lou Will was.
He had to have shown up a few years into that.
Yeah, he was.
Oh no, he was with the Lakers first, and then never mind.
Yeah, he was in like 20. He was recently because he was with the Raptors before too, because he was when 6 Man of the Years with them. But then
they had somebody else there.
They had Turkoglu.
Oh yeah, he was part of Lob City. Dang.
Yeah, he was. I
forgot he ended up there towards the end.
He was a very awkward part of Lob City, but he was a part of Lob because he was part of the Magic deal that got JJ Redick.
Oh yeah.
Because they sent barely anything to get JJ and Turkoglu, because Turkoglu was near the end of his career anyways, and JJ was just he was the main part of the trade. But then like okay, so after LA, he's there for like 5 years, something like that. Lob City's over. Blake's gone, or Blake. I think. Wait, did Blake leave before? No, it was Chris Paul and then Blake. But
Yeah.
Lob City was basically over at that point. Nobody was the same. And then Chris Paul went to he went to Houston. Got James Harden. Again, nothing.
Should have
really.
won.
He had one other person. Should. That's the year he should have gone. That's the year they should have won the championship.
They should have won it all in 2016.
And I mean, I'm not all for it because like I don't know. I've always been weird about the Rockets. I don't really like them personally, but like Chris Paul should have won it there. All right, he was there for a year, right? And then he was gone in the offseason.
No, he was there for 2 years.
2 years, and then gone in the offseason, traded to Oklahoma City for Russell Westbrook. Takes an Oklahoma City team that was projected to be the worst team in the league.
They had like a 2% chance or 0.2 or something like that.
No, they had a 0.0002% chance to make the playoffs. Literally impossible for them to make the playoffs. Takes them, makes them 5th seed, right? 5th or 4th seed, I think. One of the better teams.
Oh yeah, I think it was the 4th. I don't know for sure.
Takes them, one of the better teams in the league. Keep in mind, every team he goes to, he's creating them an instant playoff contender. He's doing all this while never winning MVP.
And not getting talked about either. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, he's just there. He's just doing the things he does. I wasn't meaning to not pay attention to you. I was just looking at this Lob City. I was trying to find the Lob City team.
Oh, you're looking at the roster?
Yeah, they got a lot of names, actually. A random group of names, but a lot of names nonetheless.
They had Wesley Johnson, I know. Or he might not be on that list.
No, he's not. But he was eventually. I don't know what year. Okay, so 2010 is when Blake joined there, and Chris Paul wasn't there yet, apparently. So maybe it was 2011 that was the real one?
2012, Chris Paul came.
Let me see 11 first. Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, because Chauncey was there in 2000. Yeah, Chauncey and Chris Paul were together. 2011 is when it started.
About that.
So it was Chauncey, Chris Paul.
Yeah, it was 2011, 2012. Yeah.
Eric Bledsoe, Caron Butler, this Brian Cook guy, Reggie Evans, Courtney Fortson, Randy Foy, Ryan Gomes, and then Blake and Solomon Jones.
All right, that wasn't even like 2014, 2015 is like prime Lob.
Yeah, because that's when the other guys. But then like DeAndre Jordan, then Kenyon Martin was still hanging on.
All right, so
and Mo Williams and
this
Nick
was the 2014, 2015 Lob City. Matt Barnes, Jamal Crawford, Glenn Davis, Blake Griffin, Spencer Hawes, Deontay Jones.
Was Eric Gordon was there for that one, wasn't he?
No, he was not. Hero Turkoglu.
Why he keeps coming up then?
Austin Rivers, JJ Redick, CJ Wilcox, and Ipek Uta, or however you say his name. I don't know.
I don't know either.
He played for Michigan. I know that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I figured it was that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name.
But that's like prime Lob City right there. And then they started falling apart after that. Chris Paul stopped playing as many games. He played 82 games that season.
Well, Blake's rookie year is when he got hurt, but
no, he got hurt. He got hurt
or was it a second?
He got hurt the year. He got hurt in I think 2016-17 because that's when Chris Paul left that next year and got traded.
I swear I think he sat out his rookie year. I thought he broke his toe or something or foot or something.
Yeah, he did.
It was like a lower injury. Okay, that makes sense.
Wait. Yeah, Blake was hurt in 17 because then Chris Paul left that next year. That's when Paul Pierce was on this team. That's how awkward it is.
Yeah, that's why Chris Paul's like, nah, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Chris Paul was playing in all these. This kind of turned into a Chris Paul slobber episode, but but he deserves it. But like he's gone to all these teams and played, and I mean, I'm not trying to drag on LeBron, but it seems like wherever LeBron has had to go, except for like his first stint in Cleveland. Wherever he's had to go, he's always had to have that number 2. Chris Paul's never begged for a number 2. Last year in OKC, who was his superstar? Shea? He a rookie, a second year guy, or it was Shea. Like what
It
was
was
he
like his
last year?
third year.
No, I think it was his second. But still, like a second year, third year guy, like he's your second best guy on your team, and you're a 5th and 4th seed with an old man that's barely moving, that doesn't even want to probably be on this team anymore. Didn't want to be on the team to begin with. Got traded there. Like,
whoa, old man barely moving. What
no,
the
I'm just saying,
heck?
like at that point he had already, like, he's been playing for a while, and he stepped up his game, and he definitely brought his name back into conversation as like he should have been the MVP running last year with how well he did. But again,
In this year too. But it's like I've been saying, he does nothing flashy. He just does everything. Yeah. He does everything right. He just doesn't do it in a flashy way. He's not pulling half courts, like reverse, no look, over the shoulder passes.
Which makes me go back, and I mean, I still think he robbed D Wade, and I think Kobe one year, but makes me kind of respect Steve Nash a little bit more, because Steve Nash maybe didn't deserve those with what he was doing those year, like stats wise, but he definitely was a bigger contributor to those teams than what was on paper. You had to actually watch those games to see.
Well, yeah, but he had guys too. I don't know if he was there when Shaq was there.
He had Stott. No,
I was gonna say, but then he had Stoudemire too.
He had
somebody else.
7 seconds or left offense.
And
Joe Johnson, rookie Joe Johnson.
Yeah, he had Joe Johnson, but he had the coach that's with the Nets now, for the old Rockets one, D'Antoni.
Yeah, D'Antoni. And then he had like Quentin Richardson, I think.
Oh yeah.
They had a lot of young guys. That's why they were so fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he was averaging like 19 and 14, an insane stat line that like might not look that flashy, because like, okay, he had 19 points, but like he was assisting on probably 50% of the points going up on the board that weren't his. So, which I truly believe Chris Paul, he's top 5 in MVP this year for what he's done in Phoenix.
That's why I think that, because he's probably gonna get robbed. He's probably gonna be second team. He should probably be first team point guard.
Steph Curry.
Well, they don't. I guess they don't really go by positions. They usually could do 3 guards.
But okay, no, they do 2. Because especially this year, you gotta think Curry.
Well, it depends on where they are. Like Luka would count too.
Yeah, but okay, so you gotta think Curry, Luka, Harden, Lillard. You got 4 good guards right there. And I'm not saying
they don't necessarily have to do all positions though. That's why I'm saying he's probably gonna be second because of those guys.
And it's not necessarily that he's getting robbed. It's just point guard is such a good position in the NBA now.
And he'll probably be second team guard defense too.
Yeah, I could see that. He hasn't made it that much.
I really don't think Pat Bev's gonna make it. I guess Ben Simmons has probably played enough games to probably get it.
Yeah, they said he's probably gonna be in the defense player of the year race too.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
I'd say Brogdon maybe makes it. I don't know how good he is anymore. He's usually pretty well defensively.
I think he might be too injured this year, because he's been out in and out of.
So I mean, maybe Chris makes it, because down the stretch he's been averaging like 4 steals a game.
But I mean, even still, they could probably throw him in there as like the 2 guard, as if they want to roll 2 guards,
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons, and if Ben Simmons even count as a guard anymore, because he's been playing a lot forward.
Yeah, I was just saying, unless they count him as a power forward.
Yeah, but I mean, all in all, this is just Chris Paul appreciation.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But it's just crazy to think on how the NBA would be different if that LA trade would have happened, because it could have extended Kobe's career, could have gotten.
Because wasn't 2010 the Achilles year that like started the whole downfall?
I think so. It was around there. Yeah, it was because they were playing the Warriors and Curry was on the team. So it would have been like 2009, 2010, around there.
He could have extended it just by that.
Yeah,
being there to relieve some pressure.
But you can't predict injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have still easily ruptured that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
but
But
still,
at least he wouldn't have had to do so much to even
yeah, at least
prevent
he
that or
wouldn't have had to
something.
come. He wouldn't have had to come back so fast, or felt like he had to come back so fast. It's Kobe. He would have came back the same pace anyways. But still, he would have had Chris Paul there to kind of take the leverage off. He wouldn't have had to go so hard when he came back. He would have had
But he
somebody.
still would have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He still would have.
And that's the thing of having them together. Like they would have just made each other otherworldly.
Oh,
just
without
competing
doubt,
against each other and helping each other out. Oh my gosh.
Because Kobe wouldn't have had to be the primary ball handler, and he would have had somebody that would want to pass him the ball.
Yeah, he could spot up a little bit.
Because Chris Paul would know that necessarily he wouldn't need the ball back. That Kobe that
CP3 would have been averaging 20 assists a game.
But it would. I definitely think it would have maybe gotten the Lakers. Oh, it's hard to tell because LeBron obviously was over there in the East doing what he was doing. Quietly, the Warriors were building one of the greatest dynasties of all time.
But but if you would have gotten more pieces after Powell was gone, guys would have went there for sure. Chris Paul already kind of beats out Steph and Clay. You just need the other guys to cancel out the two good years Donkey had, and that's about it. And Iggy and like whoever rotating in their small forward.
Well, the thing is, Powell didn't even leave until like 2015.
Well, yeah.
So they would have Powell playing at a decently, like, I remember I looked at his stats after we talked last week because I was actually interested because we were talking about Powell. We were saying, like, was he on that superstar tier? And before he went to LA, these were his stats. Rookie year, 17.6 points per game. Second year, 19. 17.7, 17.8, 20.4, 20.8 the year before he got traded to LA. And then he got traded mid-season, and before he got traded, he was averaging 18.9. So the year before he got traded, again, this common thing you see. A power forward has a career year, gets traded, downfall. I don't know. I think the only person to break that trend so far has been AD. Really?
Until the injuries, but he was up there, by him along with them. But that just would have, on top of the few championships, then you say that takes away probably 2 from LeBron, Kobe and Chris Paul together.
Yeah.
And then that forget Lakers Celtics rivalry, Lakers Heat rivalry would have been for a while. The Heat would have never broke up. They would have just went that rivalry would have went until Kobe retired.
But hold on. Okay, but so Kobe won it in 08, 09, and 09, 10. Let me look here real fast. I'm just. So that Chris Paul trade would have happened in the year after they won the second championship back to back. They
would have three-peated.
So three-peat. Think about that. And that's right. That's right when LeBron went to Miami was 2011.
And he lost the first year.
Yeah, and he lost the first year to Dallas, right?
Yeah, because they would have easily lost, or they would have easily beat the Mavs. The Lakers would have.
Yeah, and I think that's the same year Kobe ruptured his Achilles was the year after they won the second one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If someone else is there, that's why this one that what should have been trade is one of the most what should have been trades of all time of any sports, mostly basketball. Like it's probably top 2 of what could have been.
Yeah, no, you could argue top 1 because it goes into the fact of like I don't want to say how Kobe's career ended, but what happened after. It's like it's one of the biggest like domino effects. Like, okay, say that Chris Paul trade happened. Say his career was a year or 2 longer. then what?
He doesn't
Then
get
what?
hurt and everything.
Yeah, it's like, then what happened? You know, like it's just a big domino effect
Could
of
have been
what
the best shooting guard of all time.
could have arguably been fighting with like Magic, with well, we didn't know what Steph was going to be, but like could have been like fighting with those top point guards of all time, being with one of the top shooting guards of all time. And I still don't think, I mean, Kobe would have definitely
Well,
been
yeah,
fighting.
obviously nobody
Yeah.
would have put him over Jordan, but I think he
Yeah.
would have made an even stronger case.
Yeah, if he would have gotten that 6th and 7th ring, possibly, you have to put him up there.
And
And
just imagine the bald-headed backcourt.
no, that would have been. I mean, CP3 wasn't bald headed then. He still had the scruff.
He was
still had the
starting to.
scruff
He
on
was
his neck.
starting to.
He was starting to get there, but yeah. Real quick, while we're on the Lakers though, and before we go too long,
Oh
slobbing
yeah, I
on
forgot.
Curry here, or on not Curry, on CP3. Lakers currently in the 7th seed. We talked about this at the end of last week's episode. I'll bring back up the standings here real fast because we are seeing some shifting going on in the NBA. Right now, play-in tournament for the East is looking almost identical. We have Miami, Charlotte, Indiana, and Washington. Looks like those are going to be the four, at least your bottom two are going to be Indiana and Washington. Doesn't look like
If the Hornets heat up, watch out.
Yeah,
getting LaMelo back, I think they could win that tournament. But I don't care about Wizards and Westbrook.
No, I'm saying now Bridges out for 2 weeks though.
Oh yeah, I forgot he got hurt. So maybe not.
No, he didn't get hurt. COVID.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah, that's the tough thing though. But then actually, I'm sorry. Lakers are not in the play-in tournament. Portland's still half a game back of them. So currently, play-in tournament is San Antonio, which this has shifted since last week. San Antonio, Memphis, Golden State, Portland, round 1, or play-in tournament 1. So
that's why they said it. That's why they said if it goes really bad, LeBron, Chris Paul, or LeBron, Steph, and Lillard could all be in the play-in tournament.
That would be crazy. And honestly, what it's looking like, New Orleans Pelicans are a game out, or technically 2 games out. They're 30-26, and San Antonio is 31-33.
I don't think either. I really think the play-in tournament comes down to Lakers and Trailblazers.
No, I'm just saying that possibly NBA might get Zion in there.
Oh, so yeah, that'd be a dream come true for them.
So they could market. Imagine this. So imagine Memphis just goes on a tear. Memphis gets that 6th seed. You have a play-in tournament with Zion, LeBron, Dame, and Steph. So you have LeBron, and then what some say LeBron predecessor, Zion, and then you have I'm just saying what people say, and then I'm saying you have Curry and Dame, 2 of the best shooters in the league right now. Yeah. That would be one of the craziest 2-day events in NBA history. I book it. It would be one of the craziest 2-day events in NBA history.
I want the Suns to win it all, but I just don't want to see the Lakers go out. I don't want them to be in the play-in tournament, let alone lose in the play-in tournament. So that'd be tough, but because I need another team to root for if something goes bad for the Suns. But
right now, we're kind of getting blessed with possibly an LA first round. 6 seed versus 3 seed, Clippers versus Lakers. If playoffs were to start today, that's what it would be.
Yeah, the top's moving around a lot. Like as of right now, while we're doing this, the Suns and Jazz are tied, but the Jazz are winning, the Suns are losing. So they're just gonna keep flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I was gonna say Suns right now they're tied with they're in the standings. They're tied with the Jazz. Clippers are a half a game ahead of the Nuggets. Dallas and LA are tied. Portland's half a game behind the Lakers, and then Golden State and Memphis are tied, and San Antonio's a game behind them. So, and then New Orleans is 2 games behind San Antonio. Sacramento's not out of it either. Don't count out De'Aaron
Oh
Fox.
gosh.
Don't count out De'Aaron.
I'm not counting
They're
out.
always
I'm counting
somehow
out
in
a team with Walton coaching.
They're somehow, no matter what, these last 2 years they've been clawing to the last day
Because
possible. they've been
De'Aaron Fox carries them. That's why they said he wanted out, and I think he got a monster extension instead.
Yeah, I mean, and it sucks that Tyrese Halliburton just got hurt too.
Oh, he did
Out.
too. Well, GG.
Yeah, he's probably out for the rest. He didn't tear anything in his knee, but it twisted really bad, and he went down in pain. But yeah, I mean, next week after this it'll be a week. Next week and a half almost. It'll be exciting.
Actually, I didn't mean to spike the mic. That reminded me, you saying the week. We just passed our 1 year of A&M. As I sent you that it came up.
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Today we're recording this, but
Mm-hmm.
it's been. I think we're only not at 50 episodes because we skipped an episode 1 week. We skipped it when we were out in Arizona.
When we were in Arizona, and I think another week.
No, because it would have been at 50 exactly if we.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And we're at 49 right now.
Yeah, you're right then.
Yeah, we would have been. Arizona was our only week we skipped A&M.
That's fine.
Insane, man, insane.
You know, we could have a special one coming up.
Yeah, we could. But yeah, I think that's all. I mean, yeah, I think that's all though.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back. Maybe sooner than later.
Could be, yeah.
Might be cooking up some stuff in the kitchen.
Since, like I said at the beginning of this is just our channel anyway, so we can just kind of do whatever.
WIP right now, work in progress.
In progress. I haven't heard it like that before, but okay.
We're workshopping some things right now. It's throwing it in Sony Vegas and kind of moving things around, seeing what we can cook up. You know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. But if you guys can like and subscribe, that would help us out a lot. And see you guys next time.